banking system and capitalism that he loves so much may have been gone because he could have actually used his powers to turn us into a democratic socialist society, but actually save capitalism when you think about it. And then he decided to fourth down, and then he decided to post a Medium article or a blog on 10 reasons why FDR was horrible president. Two of the 10 bullet points were about Teddy Roosevelt.
And he was also expecting that majority black people who were in the conversation and then disagreed that FDR was not.
No, it wasn't majority black. No, that comment wasn't majority black.
Yeah, okay, maybe misremembering. I
don't think you were around then. Were you around for that?
I used to go by Mark. That's me. I've been in both of those neoliberal conversations.
Come on now, we're there. Oh, you can hear some season 2. I forgot what you're
He's like, I done seen all this.
Yeah, so Philip is actually a model of a successful rebrand.
Whatever. You know, I'm trying to think. I guess my rebrand has failed completely. I think I'm
totally failed.
I'm now
Just
Hurricane.
Go back to Hurricane.
It's true because I fought First Lady for real today, and honestly, had she stuck around.
You fought First Lady?
Oh yeah, and I was ready to take it to the end this afternoon.
When did this happen?
This evening
all day.
Yeah, but this
really?
Evening, it got really. Oh yeah, I was.
Why? I didn't see. Oh, it must have been during the Eagles game because I didn't come back here till after. Okay.
So, if I'm ready to fight,
what? I've managed means too like that.
Like, I would like legit tell him to stop,
I think everyone needs to be in a better mood.
I know, like... Black Rabbi is here. Black Rabbi, come up here and make them the room front.
What's the worst mistake everyone made today?
I know the worst mistake is
I made today.
He said...
I'm making the worst mistake at this moment.
What's that mistake I worked is Fatouche?
I'm awake.
All day, and that's just all it wants to do. Like, some AI just wants to torture puppies all day. That's not really a prisoner's dilemma, because, like, the dog is too stupid to, like, be in a sort of, like, prisoner's dilemma type situation. But I think that with sufficiently advanced things, they, like, do, in fact, like, almost always come into situations where, like, they can cooperate, or defect. And it's just, like, just will come up all the time when very intelligent agents interact with each other. So, like, I think if God met an equally powerful God, it would cooperate with that equally powerful God. Yes.
Yeah, and if you get another one in there, you get the Trinity. There you go. I don't know, has this, anything on Clubhouse, have your views on the arguments for or against God changed? Like, have you thought something, like, I used to think that argument was bad, now it's more interesting, or?
Yes, absolutely. I used to think that, like, simplicity was, like, a really good argument against God, and I'm now less certain.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I kind of see this both ways. Like, I think that, like, by definition, it's true that atheism is technically simpler because or I should say naturalism is more specific, because you're only postulating one kind of thing versus, like, supernatural in that. But I think that I think there are also considerations against that, considering that, like, if you have only one kind of thing, it gets complicated with, like, necessity versus dependence relations, because it's like, seems like you need to have another category in that case, right?
Yeah. What's changing my mind is that, like, I think that, like, whether hypotheses should be, like, simpler and have, like, fewer parameters is, like, different from, like, whether I expect the universe to have, like, so I have a distinction that I think makes sense, but maybe it doesn't, is, like, between ontological simplicity, which is, like, how many bells and whistles are in the world, okay? That's, like, one thing. And another thing is, like, how simple your hypotheses are. And I, like, think that, like, my hypotheses should be simpler and have fewer parameters. But, like, I'm not sure if I actually expect the world to have, like, less parts, less bells and whistles in the actual world. In fact, like there are reasons why I kind of predict the world to have like lots of complexity. For like lots of different reasons that like motivate me to think that like, oh, actually, I would expect the world to be like have lots of bells and whistles in it.
Yeah, so simplicity wouldn't be the go-to at that point for that reason, I think.
Yeah, so like, okay, to give you some examples of like what are motivators for the like thinking
Mewing.
about complexity.
I am complaining about my fucking mewing.
Most of the possible worlds are complicated, not simple. So if you're just like guessing, you're just like if you think you're just like taking worlds out of a hat, you'd expect it to be complicated.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I get what you're saying there, but I think the problem with that is that's presupposing there's this like selection process that we have all these worlds lined up in actuality, and then, like maybe they're being randomly like created. But that's sort of different, I think, than like the way that it actually is, right? Because there's just no reason to postulate like many necessary kinds of things versus fewer seems. Well, I said earlier, I know you disagree with me, but I feel like if you were to press me, I was going to predict a world that was quote unquote like a natural world where only nature exists. I would want to go for the simplest kind of world where you had minimalist energy or quantum stuff, not really doing all that much because that's simpler than what we observe, which is like basic complex laws that bring about galaxies and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think that the way to go about it is just counting the number of possible worlds and saying, well, and this is also what Draper does and Sully does to an extent. And I think it's like technically true, but sort of moot to where it's like, yes, atheism isn't intrinsically more probable because theism is just more specific. So if you just take the number of possible worlds in general, you can imagine any number of worlds that don't have a god, whereas any number of worlds that do have a god, it's something what's more specific because you have to have at least one specific thing. Then if you're talking about the Christian God, well, that's really specific. And so
I buy this argument, by the way. I buy this argument against theism, by the way. Just to be clear.
Yeah. And so while I grant that that is simpler and that the prior probability is higher, I think at the same time it's a double-edged sword because you can have a model that's simpler, but simpler models also are worse at predicting things because if they're so vague and so broad that it could mean almost anything, it's very hard to specific predictions, right? Because what would I predict under a naturalistic world? Well, it could be almost anything, right? Whereas theism at least has some kind of constraints with consistency. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't expect God to make a torture chamber just for the heck of it under theism, like versus something that would be kind of inconsistent. So I think if you observe things like conscious agents, that's at least kind of surprising. It's consistent with, even if I just grant that physicalism is true in terms of minds, like you could say, well,
physicalism.
It's possible you can get that under naturalism. Sure, it's possible, but it seems like the number of worlds without agents is going to be a lot bigger than the number of worlds with them because under naturalism, agents require very, very, very complex, not only biochemistry, but
Why?
I'm not gonna keep explaining
why.
myself.
What is it? Is it necessary?
It's who I am. I'm not gonna keep explaining myself, sir. Like Cosmo. Like I get it what you're saying, but I'm not being rude to you. I don't have to explain why I am the way I am to a bunch of strangers. Like if I'm not cursing at you, I'm not disrespecting you, I'm not cutting you off. Then that's where the problems. That's where the major problems in Clubhouse lie. If that's not it, then the way I talk shouldn't be bothering you. My passionate speech should not be affecting you because you and me know I'm not talking to you. I'm talking passionately. That's just how I am. So for the third time, this is how I am. I don't have no issues with you. I'm not mad. I'm Caribbean. And I'm married to an African.
You don't gotta say all of that. You don't gotta say all of that. I never said you mad.
So
you just keep taking it to other places.
you keep asking, my guy. That's my problem. I don't understand why you keep asking. If I explained it, that's how I am.
I only asked you one time.
Not
What are
true.
you talking about?
And sit in the top, and that thing collapsed on top of everybody. Lucky people didn't get hurt. People climb anything just to watch it, but you also gotta be safe.
What paragraph was that? Sorry,
In front of the library.
oh my god.
That's where the goal
This is after Celtic?
Are changing. So don't be afraid of it. Embrace
Is that
it
Hillary?
and walk with it.
Is that the CEO? Hillary Chicken?
Because I feel like,
Hillary Chickens!
I
Welcome to the show, Hillary. Welcome to Clown House. It's like stepping into the Matrix, really. You can make your own rules here, Hillary Chicken.
Like we're just in the. I feel like we're.
Ooh, let's see if Elon's live yet.
We're using all these fancy, finance phraseologies and all these
finance phraseology.
Hiding behind them because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense.
At the end of the day,
that proved.
And he programmed it. He cut it. The key, the physical key he just threw that in. And he programmed it for me, and it was much cheaper. I think he charged me like 60 or.
I don't think Adrian's gonna go live.
I think maybe he charged me 45 to program it or something.
Oh, he's the meme lord. All hail the meme lord.
He's off. That it takes more work.
They better not be laughing, hopefully, at that point.
Laughing with the panties off is my new band-aid.
Laughing with the panties off. Liz, take it away! That's you motorboating.
No, they'll laugh with that tongue out.
So naturalism at that point would still be true. That's another great way of defining
Naturalism, more like boring-ism.
What were you saying? Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's like what Draper said about instead of doing supernatural versus natural, which I think is I don't really think is helpful. I don't like the terms. He just says I think it's mind. What is the idealist versus? I forget the term. Basically, like the worlds where it's mind fundamental or non-mind fundamental, right? Even if you agree that there are like say the Hindu gods, like physical gods who are really powerful, they're still like brought about through something else that's fundamentally it's not a mind. There's so many other parts or something. So that would still be consistent with quote unquote naturalism, even though there would be little g gods in that.
Yeah.
Sort of thing you're describing. Whereas the theist says that the ultimate foundation of reality is mind.
Do they call it a G spot because no one can really find it, but yet everybody thinks it's there?
Anyway, this is just an idea I'm flirting with. It's interesting to me. I like
Kitty in the house. Meow.
Like, there might be like strong anthropic arguments against this view. So like, and also.
Like Black Baptists, just like catching the Holy Spirit, and people are like jumping up and down and like just like
hallelujah.
Dude, it was so crazy. So it's like that's a part of me that like I would never forget, and I still like appreciate.
Your ass, and the president of Colombia says, "Okay, fine, we'll do what you want."
I thought there were like enough
factors are in that area.
Gildas is still speaking?
I don't know how the federal government.
So even when not Andre Iguodala, but the other nigga who played for Boston and shit like that, when they was like,
it's like I'm her like second boyfriend. Mm-hmm. She prioritizes me in a way and does things for me in a way that no girl or like maybe literally one more girl in America since I like came here have done. Like stands up for me in situations where I'm being treated unfairly. Literally shows people that this is my like other half. Fuck you if you don't respect that. Like, just like she is like one of those like very real and authentic women out there that don't treat gay people like they're some fucking toy for them to like have next to them when they need to be like gassed up and feel fucking special and validate.
Above them stood the seraphim are a category of angels. Each had 6 wings with 2.
He's reading and giving commentary.
With 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. Even the angels cannot bear to look upon God.
Oh, man. Well, even the guy today, Ricky, he was really good. And the 2 male models that I worked with yesterday, they were just freaking awesome. So, yeah, I mean, hey. He's basically
literally saying we're going to build our defense, our walls because it's coming it could come through. That happened. Then you have states like Texas that are sitting there saying, no, we're going to keep doing it. And then you have the federal government coming down and going, no, you're not. And then you get this point where the state, this is
Second Mitchell's in the house.
states' rights, and the federal government pushing back. Like, and literally, then you have all these talks about secession happening and all sorts of stuff starts rearing up again. And it doesn't have to be that way. Like, if the federal government would just do the laws that are already on the books. But when you have a rogue administration that obviously had an agenda.
She done left now. In the Google.
She was disingenuous anyway, bro. She ain't want the conversation.
Man, you being disingenuous by calling her disingenuous. It don't matter.
Nigga, she left. How the fuck am I disingenuous?
Let's get back. Everybody get back on track. Thor trying to say something, Lane. Watch your mouth.
So you can have control like you're doing right now and avoiding questions.
John, listen to me. Giving you a green bean won't change the Bible. Now watch this, John. When the man called Jesus good master, Jesus corrected him. And let me tell you what Jesus was saying by virtue of his rhetorical question. Let me bless you real good. Jesus was
of the UK, and there are crazy things happening there because it's just it's an experiment, a social experiment.
I just think you guys do.
And some people.
What happened here? The big problems here, and I call it like this: the big problems of Upper Nile.
To learn being a woman and being a woman who wasn't taught proper self-regulation, proper emotional intelligence, proper etiquette. Yeah, I used to really explode. Like I would suppress, and then it could be the smallest thing, and I would just like blow up.
Man made he a woman and brought her unto Adam, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of men. Where did Eve come from, Papa?
The side of Adam.
Is that out of Adam?
Yeah, it's the side of him. So wait, how are you getting this?
Wait, hold on, Papa. I'm asking you, did Eve come out of Adam?
Yeah.
So if not, then that lets me to believe that this one, for some odd reason, since the Vatican is considering this one to be a sin, who are they really hunting down?
Needs to convert all welfare recipients.
Children because the
welfare's good.
So, I mean, that's to be my.
Well, there you go. That lets me know that the ones that they're giving us talking about on mainstream and social media. If what you're saying is accurate, and this one is the first time being considered saying that, maybe they have some type of involvement in it, since they're not advocating for it.
Can I make a quick comment about that?
Sure. No boy.
California. So it's kind of like I work with humanitarians all over the world. And Catholic churches and monasteries all over the world kind of take in disenfranchised people, help them obtain sometimes fake immigrant documentation. It's been going on a very long time. So the church has been trying to, they do it more for humanitarian reasons, for people that are true refugees or marginalized, or their lives are in danger, but they've been doing it for a very long time.
Like the pedophile priest that they've been transporting around the whole South America?
No, nothing to do with the pedophile priests.
No, it's a completely separate initiative, Sucker Free, but they're still doing that as well.
They changed their passports too, and once they got charges, they moved them to another part of South America, and then once they found another charge, then they moved them to another part of South America for humanitarian reasons.
Listen, I'm no fan of any of that, right? I'm just telling you that, it's, that I'm not even saying that it's proper for them to do to create false documentation for people, who donate to the church. I think it's kind of nefarious, but I'm just saying there is a track record beyond what we're seeing right now.
No, we objective assholes, my brother. You ain't gotta be right. I ain't gotta be wrong. You can have your opinion, and I can have mine. That's what makes this stage so important. We don't have a ideology. But
no, it's not. I'm just saying that's history. I don't really.
No. You're stating facts. I know.
Yeah. I mean, my opinion is that,
No.
and you can tell that they're not deporting, tens of millions of people. They're going for the criminals, which is in the, a couple of, maybe 1,000 so far, I think, or a little bit more. So I don't think it's anything like what's been projected, which might just be, campaign hysteria. But, the immigration system's a fucking mess from the bottom to the top.
So I want to know, is an ICE agent who catches an illegal drug dealing Venezuelan and ships his ass back to Venezuela, is he a national hero?
Yes.
So it's not racist, and they're gonna have a parade for these people, right? Because they are fucking heroes.
I'm not really sure what you're driving.
I'm saying they're risking their lives. It's a dangerous job. Respect is due.
I don't know why you're screaming, but
We don't take trolls. We take opinions, but not trolls. And point, you can come back up here if you want. You just can't interrupt people. That's all.
Or scream.
I think I know who that guy was that last came up. Yeah,
Cheeseburger.
Several accounts.
Cheeseburger.
So that's the general consensus.
Dude's wild.
Is there anybody here who thinks it's a bad idea to deport illegal alien?
I don't think it's a bad idea. If you come here the correct way, yes, you can become a citizen. But if you coming in here illegal and you're gaining profit from our government, it hurts the people of the United States. So a lot of people here in the United States can't work because the illegals have the jobs. They're not getting paid little money. I was working with a whole lot of Hispanics that's making over $25 an hour, driving $80,000 trucks.
Hillary in the house.
$250,000 houses. So
Hillary, go through my profile, look at my friends, and just start adding people. Rabbi, go through my friends list as well and just add a bunch of people.
What you're saying, Armand, especially when you find out that there are people that were getting, debit cards put up in housing. It definitely was a little, and this is another reason I'm completely for getting rid of sending them back. We saw this in Chicago, saw it in New York and other big cities, where you had people coming in and they were getting put up in certain places. And people were complaining about they were in 4-star hotels. They had debit cards that had they could go and get groceries if they needed. They could get clothing if they needed. They were given all these things, and yet they were like, well, where's my house? And I don't know the propaganda of what they were told that they would get when they got here, or why they expected it. But it is wild to think that people came here and it was just like, okay, I'm here. Yeah, give me $10,000, $20,000 a month of resources. And to your point, Armand, where is this happening to the American people? We had FEMA literally depleting its billions of dollars in its budget on, guess who? Illegal immigrants over the past 4 years. Then we have these natural disasters in North Carolina and California and all that, and the coffers are empty. Why? Because they were giving debit cards to people with $5,000, $10,000 on it. Where's that for the American people? Where's that for these people sleeping in tents in North Carolina in the snow? Where's that
I will say this:
And
the
people
drug
are like,
taxes
"Oh."
were cheap. They were really cheap.
The census counts.
And let's not forget the people in Hawaii.
Indeed. And the millions of homeless in America that are American.
Absolutely. And yet these people, I saw a video of these people had gone like 5 or 4 hotels. And outside the hotels were big trucks with furniture because the immigrants did not like the furniture that came with the hotel and they wanted new furniture. But what about the people, the veterans that are homeless?
I have a question,
Well,
Sid.
Yes,
Were you born in Colombia or were you born?
I was born in Colombia.
And what did
And
it
my
take
husband-
for you and your parents to get you here?
My dad came here by himself, worked here for 5 years, and then little by little, he saved his money and brought us here. And then in 1984, I swore in as an American.
Congratulations.
And I came here when I was 5. Now my husband, he is English. We got married in 2001, a couple of weeks before 9/11. And he couldn't work for 2.5 years until his papers were approved for working. So I had 2 jobs supporting him and me until his paper was ready. Until that time, he just sat home. He couldn't work. If he got caught working under the table, over the table, behind the tree, he would immediately be deported back to London. So there's a process.
Right, because he wasn't here on a work visa, so he couldn't do that.
And he couldn't do that. And it takes a process. We had to hire an attorney. That is a lot of money out of our pockets. And again, it's just a process. And he became an American citizen in 2009. From 2001. So it's
Question,
a process.
Sandy. So, what part of that process do you think is fair or unfair? I mean, obviously, it must be offensive to you for people who just come in, but what's your view on the process?
The process that we have now is that these people were lied to. The people in our administration went to those countries and offered them anything they wanted. You saw that on TikTok. If you can listen or translate English to Spanish or Spanish to English, they said, "Come here. We have everything here. Everything they're giving us. I don't have to work. I get $300 to $4,500 a month." And it's all the things that they promoted. Because the only way to breaking down America is from the inside out. So how do you do that? You bring immigrants in here. And that's why they grew the balls to take over apartments, kicking people out. I don't know if you saw the videos. These people were knocking apartments down and removing the people that were living there, that were Americans.
I saw that.
And guess what? Once they did that, the police didn't say anything. Too bad, you left, somebody took your seat. And that was the whole thing. So how do you destroy America? You open the borders, you remove the financial, you remove the food, and America falls.
Rutgers, you're not thinking about University of Chicago, even if they send you pamphlets. You're like, nigga.
Of the last 30 days you've been on this app, like how many of them are ones where you haven't encountered an insane person at some point during the day?
Yeah, like none.
Are you projecting? Or does it take one to know one?
Have you met any of the Black Hebrew Israelites yet on this app?
Yeah, so my new troll with them is I asked them whether or not the Israelites were in Judea at like 0 CE, like at 0 AD, you know what I mean? And they go, yeah. And then I go, oh, so you killed Jesus. So I oh, the Israelites killed Jesus. Like, oh, you're a Christ killer. That's like my new play.
It's so weird how that's even like a thing. Like
It's not new. It's been BHI has been existing in the United States of America for 100 years.
It's not surprising to me. Sorry, Marco.
Oh, are you sure? You can go.
I was just gonna say that like Black people have a very strong church tradition, and then the Old Testament is about a specific people. It like is not surprising to me that they like found it really appealing, the idea that the people that the book's talking about is that their people. If it's just like I can see the allure, even though it's like obviously the dumbest shit ever, given that they come from West Africa and the Bible is written in the Levant, but
It's essentially Freemasonry. Scientology and the spiritual movement and Freemasonry, it's all the same shit.
Everyone wants to be the main character of history, and if your primary lens of understanding world history is just the Old Testament, because like that's essentially the closest thing you come to reading a history textbook, it's natural that you'll start imagining that it's about you.
It's like how the Mormons think that the Native Americans are like they want to make everything within the Bible. The Native Americans are all Jews.
Well, one of the tribes of Israel, right? Not Jews per se.
One of the tribes would be Jews, right?
If we had to think about who the main characters in history actually were, like I think that you got like Jews, you got Greeks, you got maybe like the British,
Hey,
and maybe
David.
the Chinese. Like are there other contenders that like might be the main characters?
Welcome to my movie.
Depends on which section you're talking about. I mean, like I don't want to just completely disregard like the Mayans and the Aztecs. I mean, they had their own stuff going on that was isolated from the others, but I don't think.
Yeah, but I'm counting it in terms of like influence, like world historical influence or something like that.
But what's
Yeah,
left?
Like, they were each other, but not they didn't have influence on like the Western world, but they themselves were. The Incans were interacting with the Mayans and vice versa.
Isn't English the biggest cult? And it's still going. We're all participating in the English language industrial cult complex right now, this very moment.
Anyway, I do have to head out. My battery's at like 3%, but
Caleb, I really enjoyed talking to you, and I really enjoyed discussing more things in theology because I have questions for you because you're a reasonable theist, and it's interesting.
Oh, thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. That's great to know. So I'll leave you with mods. Mark, I'm gonna give you mods too, just for the heck of it. I don't know if anyone else.
See you later, Caleb.
See you guys.
Mark, who do you think the main characters in history are, bro?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on the level of granularity.
Your mom's.
I mean, can I say like Western Europeans? Europeans or Western Europeans?
Bro, that's such a cop out, bro. Come on. Be more specific.
I put some questions in the chat. If you could help me answer them, I'd appreciate it. I'm gonna kick me.
There is this weird thing with influence where, like, theoretically, just the oldest thing has the most influence always, so that like always the most influential thing is always like the oldest thing.
It's too hard to define. And then there's also, I guess, the butterfly effect, which makes things even worse.
We'll say Hercules, Moses, Alexander, Jesus, and then okay, I haven't got that far yet, but King Arthur's on my list somewhere. I do think Jesus has a claim to be the most influential person in history. I think there's a reason most so much that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would probably be the top contender if you just squint and ignore the problem of like, of any earlier figure being responsible for any later figure by default.
Yeah. So you have to like specify that you're saying something like not like actual influence, but like
Jesus, isn't he just Osiris?
Like within the world, like how do I say this?
They kicked me. Welcome to the Roger Mayhem Part 7 Got Clipped movie. Hillary, my CEO of Chicken Enterprises Incorporated, my talent agent, Spammer. Welcome to the show.
Their political voice.
I know that the first half of the question, I feel pretty awful about the fact that gay men are so ready to put like sex first that they're willing to make their whole life about, because this is really just a kink, really. And then
I don't want to hear about this sex stuff.
like make total alterations to their body that they can't reverse. Like,
You could get us some really great Colombian gold, man.
There were only two kinds of weed back then, you know.
Colombian gold.
Available and unavailable.
They were like, what was it? That White Widow was like the big.
Steely Dan made it famous and made it sound good.
So.
That's out of here. Oh, I can't say anything about old people again today. I got in trouble with Jordan. Sorry.
Do that now.
First of all, I didn't tell you believe in heresies. Don't put word in my mouth, bro. I said don't tell me not
Assalamu alaikum.
I didn't tell you not to speak. Why do we have to be?
Hey, brothers.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who wants to deal with knowledge, Ash or Joe?
Corrected, but I know.
So it's very boring here tonight.
Blacks are just.
What are you having? Menopause syndrome?
Like,
Yes, I am.
Am I in the Matrix?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not staying in this stupid ass whatever ridiculous.
Hi, say hello to my friend Hillary in the Roger Mayhem movie Part 7 got clipped.
Got clipped. Oh. If you want to speak to me, I made my own house, and I invited you. Nice.
Yeah, but I'm not racist. Don't call me racist just because I have different opinions.
Do you understand, John? I'm having a bad day.
what happened then?
John.
Tell Hillary your problems, Danny. She's the CEO of Chicken Enterprises Incorporated.
Oh my God. John, I don't want to hear anybody's problems. I have so many problems. But I never complain about them. Because
That wasn't necessarily there.
I love Adam's loud mic.
When Trump was in office and we moved from, the Obama to Trump administration, like I feel like I heard a lot less homophobic comments leveraged towards gay men and gay women, before, Joe Biden came onto the scene and started this radical agenda, then the president. Like, I just feel like there's just something to be said about people venturing out and to overcorrect something in society that wasn't broken to begin with, and just basically piss people off to where those said people are now feeling a reduction of their rights. Does that make sense, Ryan? Right. Okay. And can you maybe like fill in the blanks as to what I'm saying?
Well, like in that movie, Mean Girls, stop trying to make fetch happen, it's not going to happen, or the limit does not exist. Well,
Mean Girls Philosophy 101!
Stop trying to make fetch happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Honestly, trans is not the...
Supply and demand. More jobs, they gotta pay you more. If there's less jobs now, hold on a sec. Give me 1 second. If there's less jobs now, and everybody's fighting for the same jobs, then the employer gets the advantage, right? Because he knows you need that job. Because if you don't get that job, you got to go elsewhere. You may not find another job. So he can pay you low. But go ahead, Tim.
10 suffers from TDS 10. He's brainwashed. He hates Donald Trump. He drinks too much rum from the Appleton Estates, man. He hates Donald Trump.
Immigrants, the job said immigrants are working, right? Americans are not going to do the jobs. Just call it a day. Just call a speed a speed. Trump lied to you. Whole right-wing garbage. They fed you
TDS 10.
something that was not true in this country. People are not going to work in farms. They are not.
They kicked me from the room. That was awesome.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Tell him to be secure that it's a compliment to him that someone compliments his wife.
No, I'm just over it, you know? I gave him like 12 years to get it together.
Did you get it together in the last 12 years?
No.
So why are you expecting him to get it?
Well, I've had it together for the majority of it, and then I had a baby.
Yeah.
And then it came out many lies from his end, right?
Yeah.
And so now I'm like over it.
What is your plan?
Yeah, that's what my parents said. Yeah, that's my problem, yeah.
Do you have a plan in hand?
No.
So what are you talking about? Just yesterday, just last night, you told me that you love him very much. Is it true or not?
Not enough for him to love himself, and that's not my problem.
No. When I'm very slow. I'm not that intelligent like you. So let's go step by step. Did you say that you love him very much?
Yes, but if you love something and it's not
bullshit.
You let it go, but you don't have a grudge, and you're just like, oh, we had this amazing child to raise together, and like, not to like hate each other like my parents did, you know?
After bad comes bullshit. So again, step by step. Do you love him?
Stop thinking and end your problems. You're correct. Until they pop up again, and then it's a cycle.
What do you think that's going to happen in your next relationship? Let's say that you divorced him. Then what? You're just running away from your problem, but you're not solving your problem. You are a married woman.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, maybe there's a better match for me.
And maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not, but I'm thinking there is, because I don't think, like you said, he loves me more than I love him, and it's always been that way, and maybe I've just been lying the whole time, and that's been the problem.
And that's what you want? You want to find out?
But, yeah.
You want to find out?
I don't know.
She doesn't know what to say anymore. I'm putting all this shit in the chat, Master.
King De Niro, yeah.
I wrote, let it go. Stop
Levi's
thinking and
right.
end your problems. The more you think and the more you speak, the further from the truth you're going to get. The truth is he doesn't have wisdom and neither do you. Trust me, once you have a kid, no other man will ever want you as much as your husband now. It's pretty good advice, right? It's fucking smart. I mean, is it stupid? Yeah, it's not stupid. I know because
So the king.
I go out on dates with women that have a kid and I'm just like, I don't take it seriously. I don't want to be with them. I mean, I will entertain them and I would be happy to have a sexual relationship with them and be friends, but I don't want you as like a permanent girlfriend because your husband, honestly, like every one of these women should get back with their husbands, but they can't. They won't. They're not attracted to them. They do not want them. And so they live by themselves and they date around and it's like they don't give a fuck. But to the man, it's kind of unfair because that man probably wants to be with that woman who divorced him. So, but every situation is different. Sometimes it's vice versa. Sometimes.
So what is your plan, Danny?
Danny got no fucking plan. She doesn't even know how to meditate. She's stupid.
I don't have one. It's gonna be. I need a job, but my son is too small right now. I feel like. And when I did have like a lead with my friend and everything, it was kind of far from where I live, and he was like, "No, you can't."
Hey, Coach Didman, Bima is here. Bring her up on stage for the world. First, you need to stop smoking. The Roger Mayhem World Series.
Yeah, I've cut back.
That's
The
not
Roger
quitting.
Mayhem World Premiere, Part 7.
Hi, Hillary. Welcome to the show. This is the movie, the Roger Mayhem movie. Go to rogermayhem.com.
Well, I think that's part of you guys' problem.
Anyway, everything is fine.
So why are you saying that you have a bad day?
This room's called I'm Gonna Come. It's
Interesting.
Jefferson.
Here's my PTR that apparently made me so blind.
There he is. There's that blind son of a bitch.
And then when I replaced it at some point, it
it
was
just
like
kept
me
getting
in
better.
dark glasses. Weird.
He was like, oh, at this point he had the cataracts or whatever, the glaucoma. He had the fucking big head.
B Master, are you still dating the love of your life? This giant Nubian who cracks your back?
Ni lifespan yetu inapungua ya Afrika inapungua kila siku kwa sababu ya mtindo wa maisha.
This is where he came
Sasa
from.
ashumu una miaka 45.
That Nubian who cracks your back, the ADOS, or whoever he is, from that black website, this is where they came from.
Namwacha katika hali gani?
I'm not being racist here either. This is just a fact. Observational studies in college, they call this, what do they call it? Anthropology.
Legacy yako na wewe
I'm a clubhouse anthropologist.
itapungua kupata uzoefu wako.
Can you be an anthropologist, a digital clubhouse
Holy
anthropologist?
ground is holy ground. Now watch this. Can we go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 10, please?
We'll listen to Prashant.
Acceptance, and it is what it is. But
It is?
still.
Why is?
The girl whose job it is to update the contacts, she was walking them through it. You don't have to worry. But
We are making history. That is one thing, but lying on the dead is crazy. World premiere. So, Christina, the floor is yours. Roger Mayhem World Premiere Part 7.
Hi everybody. So basically, I just want to put out there that I will be dropping all these receipts in the Telegram later on. I'm dropping right now. Sorry, I'll be dropping all the receipts for what I'm saying later on. My father was a fucking truck driver, a over-the-road truck driver, hauling. He did heavy haul for 10 years, and then after that, he proceeded to do
that. It was literally as simple as typing her name in Facebook, and everything was there. No software was used. I didn't touch not Alexis Nexus profile. I didn't even touch a white. I didn't even touch. Hold on. I didn't even touch a white pages for this lady, Mar.
What?
So she can try to push whatever narrative she wants to push. She sat up and said I broke 7 federal.
That was like all that I had gotten from him. So you know where he's at.
Yeah. There was actually, New Fire's closest to where he was at. So yeah, I'm just hoping that they're okay.
Yeah, his son Joshua doesn't live.
apparently last night it was a room over here,
Yeah.
and her stalker was over here.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And Fractal told to Travis not to kick him out. He want to see what he have to say. And Yael got extremely upset.
Did he talk, the guy?
Yeah, he talked non-stop.
Yeah, he sounds really dumb.
No, not about
he's
that.
just like sounds like he's super stoned and like dumb.
Wow. So she's
He was
pissed
like
off at him.
saying to Shooky, like, 40 years of this? Aren't you bored? 40 years you're bored? But I was like, what?
So nobody removed him?
I removed me. I didn't know about all that.
I didn't really know. Like, I'm slow too, so like, she said it was her stalker, but she has so many. So like, I'm like, I didn't realize it was the one. You know?
This is so stupid.
Nobody modded her?
No, because
She did not come up.
Son, where did
Only
you
after I
find
kicked
this
him out, she came up and she started to attack everybody.
No,
But
she
I
was
didn't know.
panicking herself. It wasn't even like she attacked anyone. It was like she was afraid of the guy, and like for good reason, you know.
It's scary. It's scary when you have.
Yeah, but she put me on the bottom, on the audience. She didn't even let me talk.
Oh wow. So shit hit the fan last night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Drama! If I knew that that's the issue,
Yeah.
he will not say not a single word.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that the beef is between her and Fractal.
How come she didn't like side text you and tell you?
That's exactly what I don't understand.
Yeah.
She texted to Fractal, but she did not text me.
Wow.
And
That's
then
weird.
Fractal texted me the screenshot of the text.
Fractal!
Yeah.
So as soon as I read it, I immediately kicked him out.
King Shooky is the nexus.
Right.
The emotional broker.
Wow.
You know me, I'm very protective about the females over here.
I know. So she didn't come on today?
I didn't see her. I wasn't on Clubhouse today. I just came in.
I didn't see her on today either. I was on a little bit earlier.
No, my son started to put
Like a roller derby team.
Yeah. Oh man.
It did. Oh man, there was a new formation.
Dude, you know what the follow-on? I was doing a bunch of roller derby names and like names for players.
Wow.
Watch that. I have to go to my husband's house to watch films because he has the software and everything to watch films.
Transmitted throughout history. And so, with that being said, all you should rest assured in is that
They kicked me from the room.
So, like, you choose to brush your teeth.
Michelle!
There's a day that maybe I can wake up and be like, hey, I'm not going to brush my teeth today. I chose not to brush my teeth today. So, yeah, the kids are coming in the room now. But, look at the toys and, like,
She doesn't want to brush her teeth.
love moments, I guess, that you have with your partner. So I just wanted to say that. I'll just end it there.
Thank you, love. Yes, and I appreciate you. I speak for myself. I'm pretty sure many in the room share my sentiment. Yes, we appreciate you and your realness, the openness, and yes, even hearing that small embodiment of love in the background is welcome, and thank you for sharing. Earth, welcome to the stage.
Yes, hello everyone. I just want to say that love backwards is evil. Evil is backwards words, and that's love. So it's the opposite of evil. Be in love. Be in love. Be in love right now, because now is the whole point.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, love under. They kicked me.
It was manifested in that body.
And what is that spirit?
There's only one spirit. Ephesians 4:4, bro.
The Holy
There's only
Spirit?
one. No, the Father. Yeah, the Father is the Holy Spirit.
So you believe that the Father was inside of Jesus?
The Father was inside that body, that vessel.
What?
Yeah, John chapter 4, John chapter 10, chapter 14, verse 10.
So you believe God? So you believe God can enter creation?
I do nothing of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth all the works. So the Father.
Haven't you ever heard of a 3-for-1 deal? It's called BOGO. Buy one, get one.
The human nature of the Spirit was on earth.
But you don't believe the essence of God?
I am the earth, and I am the truth of the earth, and I will set ye free.
God is everywhere. So God can enter creation. So he can confine himself to the bounds of space and time in his entirety.
Brother, God is everywhere.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, okay, I get that you said that. I'm just getting into here.
So what you're trying to say that God is? You're trying to tell me God is not everywhere?
Okay, don't just this is bro. Do you guys all?
His name is Orlando something. He's a black dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Orlando Brown.
Orlando.
Yeah, Zoom.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. I don't think she has that much either. She likes to travel.
Does she want to move to Texas?
That's where she met my dad in Houston. She hates New York.
Oh, really?
My mom hates it, yeah.
Does she like horses?
My sister has a degree in equine studies, but...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she does. She rides, like, Western, but not really, like...
Is she divorced from your dad?
Yeah.
So you want to fix her up a chickie?
No, I don't.
But she's 72.
Yeah, I know that. We already figured that out. It was no go. I would like to hook her up with somebody, but at the same time, I think she's a lot. And she doesn't want to take care of someone.
Gotcha. Maybe somebody wants to take care of her?
That's what she would need. So if you know someone like that, just, send them her way.
She lives in New York?
Yeah.
I'll think about it. You never know.
Oh, you think about the Oman, but you don't think about me, Titi.
Publicized as it was during, I guess, COVID, when Biden was trying to cancel the student loans. And so they did a study on it, and somebody created a documentary, and basically it just shows how that whole sector is privatized, and there are other people that are investing in it. So that's the...
Do I act differently at, family gatherings? Do I show up less, to my nieces and nephews' soccer games? No. At the end of the day, as adults in understanding how our everyday life has to operate, even through the existence of these political discord, I feel like people need to understand who is an adult and is able to get through these challenges and who's not. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, Teresa?
Yeah, that makes sense. What is Zuzu's issue?
I mean, Zuzu is a pro-Palestinian,
Oh my gosh, my son doesn't give a rat's butt about TikTok. He's the most anti-social media for a 25-year-old I've ever known, and he's a graphic designer.
Well, I mean, Zuzu's on TikTok, and, that's where Zuzu should be. He would never, show his mascara-ridden face on Twitter because he definitely know that he would get dragged. But if he wants to stay on TikTok with a bunch of non-conforming pro-Palestinian, people, then Zuzu can go and do that. But again, Zuzu is not going to insult me on my own stage, and Zuzu is not going to harass, women in this room that I respect. So, shout out to Zuzu. So if Zuzu would actually like to come back up to the audience and actually engage as an adult, then I'm willing to entertain that. But this other, weird Zolfi, like this weird, like, oh my God, like I'm a freaking black nail polish, painted queer bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna listen to this. I'm just not. Why? Because I don't have to.
Hello.
Hey, Elena, this is John. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing lovely. I just ate 2 chicken shawarma sandwiches. What are you up to?
You could have invited me. Instead of eating 2 sandwiches, you could have shared.
I don't know. It's kind of cold out to travel for all the way for a shawarma.
No, I'm just kidding. I've been so lazy. I was supposed to go out, but I didn't.
Yeah. What'd you have for dinner?
Nothing, just a little bit of yogurt, some blueberries. I didn't make dinner. I
Yeah.
had a salad. It was late, about 5, 6, and I wasn't very hungry.
Hmm. So you live in Gold Coast?
What did you say?
Do you live in the Gold Coast?
I live in the Gold Coast.
Oh,
Where do you
nice.
live?
I live in Jefferson Park.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to live in Lincoln Park. I know Gold Coast pretty well.
Yeah. I was in Nickel Park. I got coffee earlier, and then I hit a walk in the park to the zoo and by the lake, and then by the time I got home, I got pretty cold. And I was supposed to go out, but then I didn't. I'm like, whatever. I'm just going to stay in and get a blanket.
Nice.
So,
I like that nature preserve area over by in Lincoln Park.
it's really nice. I mean, not really in the winter, but still. I was just tired of staying at home. I don't like being stuck for a long time, so I needed to go out for a walk.
Yeah, the sun was amazing today. I suntanned from probably 2:30 to 3:30, something like that. Oh, it was so warm. Like my living room hits the sun, and I can suntan in my big window. It's so nice. Today was perfect.
Nice.
But I didn't go to the gym, so now I'm sitting here with a giant shawarma.
0 points, but 5 for the chicken shawarma. I did go to the gym.
Huh?
I did go to the gym.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I get some points for going to the gym, but 0 points for no dinner.
Yeah, you gotta eat something. Do you speak Russian, Ukrainian?
No, I don't. I speak Bulgarian.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've met some Bulgarians in Chicago, but you meet a lot of Ukrainians and Polish and
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know you were Bulgarian.
I am. My family still lives in Bulgaria. My family is from Bulgaria. My dad, my grandmother, they live in Bulgaria. My mom, uncle, cousins, they all live in France.
The capital is called Sofia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that mean love?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm almost sure it means love.
I think something like wisdom, or
Oh, is that what
I
it
might
is?
be wrong, but I don't know anything about love.
Oh. Well, I think wisdom is love, so I think
True.
yeah. That's
It's
maybe
up
what I'm thinking.
for interpretation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knew
Are
it.
you from Chicago?
Yeah, I'm from Chicago.
Born and raised.
Yeah, born and raised here. My dad was a cop.
Mm.
Yep. But I've lived all around the United States.
Like where?
I was in the army for 5 years, so I was in Georgia, Arizona, Washington, South Carolina, and then I used to live in LA for 5 years, and but yeah, I've been living in Chicago again since 2015.
Mm.
And it's good. I bought a building. It's like a 3 flat with a coach house, so I don't think I'll be moving anytime soon.
Nice. In Jefferson Park.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's good. It's like all Airbnb. I Airbnb'd the place out.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a tenant in the basement right now that I've never met yet. And it's like when somebody checks in, if you just like automate it, where they just get the key, you're always a little bit worried, like, I hope it's not somebody scamming or with a fake profile or something,
Yeah.
So you never know who's living in your house until you meet them, and you're like, oh, who is this person?
So is it like more like short term, like people just staying for a few days or weeks?
No, it's like 31 days minimum.
Mm.
But I just max it out at 32 days, like, because I think after that they get like legal tenancy if they were like not to leave. But if they, if they overstay and they refuse to leave, I'm pretty sure the police would say, hey, you're trespassing. You've made a reservation, you've exceeded your reservation, you have to leave. I'm sure I can get a cop to say that. I would hope. But anyways, it's good. It can be a little stressful, like dealing with tenants, but for the most part, people just want what they pay for.
Yeah. No damage or any issues.
Yeah, you got to clean up after people, though. That's the annoying part. It's like everybody's a pig. It's like, oh, you decided to clip all your fingernails and all your toenails and just leave it for me. Thanks.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah, people are gross. They think because they're paying a lot of money for an Airbnb, they can trash it. They're ridiculous.
Yeah. So why are you on Hinge?
Love, Sophia.
Love.
I'm looking.
Do you believe in love?
Yes, I'm looking for Sophia.
Yeah. I believe in love too. Somebody asked me the other day, and I'm like, I was talking to some friends from school because I'm in grad school now. And we're talking about dating, and one of the guys started talking about an app, like a new app that he has an idea. He wants to develop an app, and it was like, I don't know how he explained it. It was something with like based on like your like you do a genetic test and some like other tests so that you can actually find a match, and it's like only for people who actually want to have a family in the next 2 years. And I'm like, okay, so like what happened to love? Like I feel like still believe that you cannot like program all of that. Like you still have to leave a big part to like people so they themselves can have the experience. So we were just joking about that.
Yeah, I was just reading about this crazy article in the Wall Street Journal about this woman who had this like meditation orgasm business, and she's being sued by her former employees. And anyways, they had like sales quotas. Basically, it became like a sex cult.
Oh wow! Why are you reading that?
Because I read a book on like tantric sex yoga and like the Kundalini, and like sex as a meditation practice, and this is what this woman is like espousing. I could send you the article because it is actually kind of interesting. But she's like either going to go to jail or she has to pay millions of dollars. But anyways, sex sells. So like from a marketing perspective, you know, there's something about gender in terms of communication. So I'm just bringing it up that like, you know, people, I mean, like in many ways love deals with sex, but I'm just saying that I think like people need to like basically read poetry and like and learn about love and love language because like it's a communication problem I think for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people don't know how to express love, experience love, communicate love. So, you know, studying love or poetry, you know, is one way. I feel like these apps should maybe come with like a CD or something to like hypnotize people to understand like love communication.
Mm. Just like do a test before you get on the app. Just practice a little bit of communication.
I mean, nobody's ever gonna do it. People are using like ChatGPT to write scripts for themselves, and they're using those scripts like in their communication all the time now. So I don't really use it like that, but it'd be cool to say, "Hey, write me a love poem or a love hypnosis."
It's pretty good when it comes to writing poems.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't used it for that, but some of my friends have. A friend of mine used it, so ChatGPT wrote a poem for her dog. It was a pretty good one.
Yeah, somebody today was telling me that he uses it to have, he says, write me an exam of 20 questions regarding this topic, and he like uses it to create multiple choice tests.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for? I mean, you're in grad school. What are you trying to obtain, or what are your desires for 2025?
What I want in 2025 is more balance, because I think that 2024 was definitely a transition year for me. I started grad school, and then I quit my job, and then started a new one, and I still haven't figured out like fully what I want to do. But I am prioritizing myself because I spent so much time just like working and studying and barely like taking care of myself and spending time with my family. So that's something that I just would like to make a priority this year. So nothing specific. I just want to have more balance. I want to take better care of myself. I want to take better care of my family. Spend more time with them if I can. Like in last year, I spent about 2 months in Europe. I spent the holidays. I was there for Christmas. It was so nice. It's the first time when I celebrated the holidays with my family since I moved to Chicago, which was 11 years ago. And I'm like, what the hell? Like you just like get so busy, and it's very dynamic, and I like my life here, but at the same time, you know, it's a bit too much sometimes. So I want to finish this year.
Yeah, creating space is like, you know, family. If you're like, you love your family, or, you know, if the communication is good, then it's like more peace. Yeah, my mom, my sister, it's like, I enjoy my space and like controlling the communication because it's just like, it's like birds chirping when my family is together, so it's too much.
Is your family here?
No, my mom lives in Albuquerque and my sister lives in Seattle. My dad's in Miami.
Oh, so all over the place.
Yeah, we've split parts of all four corners of America.
Interesting.
Yeah, I came back here because I was living in LA and the company I was working for laid me off, and my friend from Beverly Hills started buying buildings here, so I started helping him remodel and lease out buildings. And, so that's why I moved back pretty much. But I like living in LA.
And you got into it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I just own one, and it's probably the only one I'll ever buy. Yeah, it's just, it's nice. I mean, I'm happy that like to have a place and not have to, you know, deal with a landlord and I don't know. It's I think they call it the golden cough because like my mortgage rate is like 2.3. So it's like I'm never gonna sell this place. It just doesn't make sense.
For sure. Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, to pay property taxes because I have a VA exemption, so it's like I'm pretty much, I wouldn't mind maybe leasing it out like completely and then buying a new place or like moving to Miami. But yeah, I mean, Chicago, I don't know. I don't see it like getting any better because there's technically like a major financial crisis here with the pension and debt obligations. So it's like, I don't know. It's probably just gonna get worse and worse. I don't know.
Like in the city in general.
Just like crime is so bad. Like I take the train to work sometimes, and it's just like there's just like rampant homelessness and no enforcement. So, and if they don't, basically if they don't like elect new politicians, like I feel like the city's like really fucked. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm too, pessimistic. Or I just don't like the weather. I'm not sure which one it is.
Could be a combination of both. You're not wrong about the weather. You said you miss LA.
No, I don't really miss it. I just miss that like perfect weather. You know, like leaving your windows open. You just, I don't know, the vegetation, the wildlife. I mean, what about like the weather? Would you go in the summertime and never in the winter, or what? It's just the same thing here.
I was there for a month in the summer and then I was there for a month in the winter. And then I went for another week in the summer. So I've been in all seasons. I've been there in the winter. It's pretty nice. I mean, even in the winter it was 50s and 60s, so it's not that cold. And you still get a lot of sun and the days are longer. So I think that's what I miss the most. Just like longer days and more sun. But then again, it's beautiful. Like it's just like people are out outside a lot. And
I like a good beach. Like I've been to Santa Barbara. That's awesome. San Diego's awesome. I've been to Malibu twice. That's an amazing beach. Yeah, I mean, I like the beach. I'm not much of a mountains person, so I'm like fairly connected to surfing.
I also like longer destinations, like the beach too.
Yeah, I don't know why people are so into skiing. But, all right, well, yeah, I would love to plan a date with you.
Sure. What are you doing this week?
Just working from home, going to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know yet. I mean, I have a few things coming up. I have a class on Wednesday. I need to do my homework tomorrow or on Tuesday. I still need to figure out my week. I'll probably know more tomorrow. And then I sign up for a few events that I want to go to later this week, but I gotta see which days they are. I think one is on a Sunday. I gotta see.
All right. Well, just let me know. But I mean, I would love to take you out on a Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Well, let's do something in the Gold Coast then,
Okay.
or Old Town.
Okay. Well, you have a good night, John. It was nice talking to you.
Okay. Thanks. You too. Elena, right?
Yes.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Oh. Hello.
Remember, and I'm going to quote my real alpha brother, Andrew Young, when I asked him this question. I think we actually got it on tape as well in the interview that I did with him in Atlanta, when I asked him about this very thing, and he said, fuck him. Donald Trump.
All right. Well, I agree with him. I believe him. I definitely feel like that's why Trump is doing that.
He's really asking too.
I'm sorry, that was a great subject. That wasn't bad. I mean,
The previously, first now.
You should exchange between.
Oh no.
God bless America.
Dang, you really just.
Divine insight. Laugh until you make the host snore.
Yeah, it's like, what happened here?
I thought there was other issues.
No.
Away.
I recall that she gave three concerns that she had. I don't want to say they are objections or arguments, because that's not somebody who's, seeking the truth, but is not doing it through the realm of argumentation, so I wouldn't assume that, but she gave three concerns, and I gave what I believe is a sufficient response. Or
I thought you only addressed her crucifixion one, because, we kind of diverged, or whatever.
No.
What were the other two that you discussed then?
It was prophecy, the prophecy of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Bible. That's one of them. The other one was on the claim of corruption, or the claim of non-preservation. That's if I recall correctly.
Oh, okay.
Bitcoin's at 75,000.
No, I'm sure he's not gonna hate it.
Well, she does look Persian. What if she? But no, she can speak Italian and she has an Italian accent. I think you're just overthinking.
Women typically overthink everything.
Adrian, I consider you a sane and rational and very calm individual.
Are you speaking English? I can't understand a word you're saying. Are you mumbling?
I'm not mumbling. You know I'm not mumbling. You can hear me perfectly well.
What were you saying?
I said I consider you a very calm and rational. You're making me start now because you're making me nervous. Fuck you.
Coleman Waffwano. What?
Call my wife one now. Monkey doodle duck dick.
Look at Donna Banks. She's got some pretty big cleavage. Wow.
Yes. It is interesting that she just showed a picture of her tit. That's her PTR.
I bet you ain't got knockers like that.
Well,
This is some real cow udders. Some lactating milk toads.
John, do I have bigger breastises?
I don't know what you've got. You're such a modest Muslima.
John, answer.
Yeah. I mean, just I don't know because I'm looking at her picture and I can't really tell. I mean, I get an idea, but you know, it's kind of the crop that makes it a little ambiguous.
Could be a trans, you never know. They use these gelatin titties, fake plastic implants, dress up like a woman. His name is Dawn, not Donna.
Are we on the air right now, Adrian?
You can't have a conversation unless your voice travels through the ether.
Okay, I want to say something where everyone can hear. That everyone can hear.
Quiet, Vanessa's here. Hello, Vanessa.
Go on, Vanessa. Oh, I guess I can say it because she's fucked off now.
Definitely a burner account.
I want to say, okay, whoever is listening to this audio of me here in Kit's room, I did not scam. So she's making me start. I did not scam Shuki. However, what I will say is never trust a Jew. 101, the main thing I want to get home to all of you is never ever trust a Jew when it comes to a business deal, a personal deal, or any kind of proposition of help or offer of charity. Do not accept from the Jewish community. Okay, I'm done.
That was your public service announcement? Jesus. I'm going to have to tell the BBC to put that one out.
Well, BBC are a bunch of paedophiles. If I'm not talking about children.
Pedophiles?
And you know that's true.
Pedophiles?
Paedophile.
A terrible word to say. We're not talking about Jimmy Savile again, are we?
Not just Jimmy Savile, Philip Schofield, and the rest of them.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hello.
I got your Twitter message. I'm sorry I haven't responded. I don't check Twitter very often.
I don't do Twitter very often either.
Sorry, that was another X room I had going.
They sound hilarious. What part of America are they from?
That's the Bitcoin room.
Kayser, I put this profile picture up and you took it. I'm so happy. I'm so flattered that someone liked it that much that they put it up after. Look, I'll put it back up.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Topic today in a room I had
David's heart.
on Clubhouse, and
Very interesting.
it made my head hurt so hard that I started to cry, and that was why Beryl was talking. Oh my god, that was the thing I was talking about to you, Pastor. Why I cried. I cried because of that, because they made so like they were so hostile against me. I felt so attacked.
Adrian, I
And I
don't feel
cried of
comfortable
it.
listening to a woman talk about how she's upset and she was crying.
Yeah, really. Made
But
me
it
really
makes for
cry.
great
Cry,
content.
actually, it's fucked up.
You're always complaining,
Like,
bumder.
Like,
Fuck's sakes.
cry. I went to
Learn to stop complaining and shut up and learn how to meditate. Just listen. Just shut up and listen. The problem is you won't stop talking and claiming opinions all the time. But you're smarter than that. Shut up. We're creating content over here.
Is 1:11 to 14.
Okay, cunt is a bit of a strong word there, Adrian.
I didn't say cunt. I said shut the fuck up.
Galatians 1:11 through 14 doesn't prove anything.
Yes, it does. It just says Paul claims, and I know this, that it's debatable regarding Paul's reliability and his education. He claimed to receive revelation directly from Jesus, and he suggests a unique authority.
I'm actually telling you what happened. You wanted to know what happened. That was happened. That is what happened. That is why I cried.
Oh, why was you crying?
Oh my god, you were not listening?
I was, but why did you have to cry?
You, Solomon.
I wasn't listening. I wasn't here, but here.
Who? Solomon?
Okay, I'm gonna just quit while I'm ahead.
Wow.
Now that is how you meditate.
Adrian, do you have a girlfriend?
Me?
Yeah.
You think some woman would want to live with me? Listen to all this bullshit, all this fucking noise that I create over here? Fuck no.
There's someone for everyone.
Maybe I should start an assisted living facility and date someone with Down syndrome to maximize and to match my level of IQ. Do you work with the special needs or the disabled?
I don't know.
Do you know anyone who can assist someone with a disability?
I do not know, sorry.
Well then, you're a terrible matchmaker. Leave my future fiancé out of your mouth.
So, but I didn't realise you were special needs, Adrian.
Of course I'm special fucking needs. Look at me! I demand attention. Is that not a disability?
No, you could be doing it, you could have some other motive or plan that I'm not aware of.
Mayor
It might
Karen
not be as
Bath.
as it seems.
Oh my gosh.
treasures. You make the world a better place. You've made my life a better place. And I am so sorry that I caused pain. Especially in my LGBTQIA plus community, because you guys are treasures. You make the world a better place. You've made my life a better place. And I am so sorry that I caused pain. Especially in my LGBTQIA plus community, because you guys are treasures. You make the world a better place.
LGBTQIA plus.
A better place. And I am so sorry that I caused pain.
Is broken. A small group of voices who think they know everything and understand
They
everyone.
think they know
Want to tell
everything.
everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. You must go forth into the world and turn your hopes and dreams into action. America has always been the land of dreams because America is a nation of true believers. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times. Because in America, we don't worship government, we worship God. Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage to take it and to do it. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. I've seen so many brilliant people. They gave up in life. They were totally brilliant. They were top of their class. They were the best students. They were the best of everything. They gave up. I've seen others who really didn't have that talent or that ability. And they're among the most successful people today in the world because they never quit and they never gave up.
Oh my gosh.
So just remember that. Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
John, I found out who that woman is, and it is Mars' friend. Look, go on messages.
What?
Go on messages.
Is that messages here on Clown House?
Kit, check your messages.
I don't know if you're talking to me. Who are you talking to? Oh, Kit.
Kit.
Because that's my last name. I thought you were talking to me.
Oh yeah, Kit over.
No, pronounce it correctly. Kitawa.
Look, enough of your nonsense.
Listen, 1,000 people have been arrested today in the United States of America. 1,000
That's
people.
not my problem, mate. That's not
1,000 people.
Same people.
They've arrested 1,000 people on a Sunday. The fuck? This is Nazi Germany over here. 1,000 people. Fucking disgusting, racist, bigoted, evil, satanic.
It's just a filter. It's just a filter, John.
Yuck.
John, it's just. It is. Look at the nose and the eyebrows, everything.
What are you talking about? Are you PTIing?
Okay, Adrian, I want you to stay in the room, but can you stop talking over me? Otherwise, I'm going to have to remove you.
You and your big green bean ego. All you ever
What did you
do
say, John?
is always complaining.
Catches on the helmet. You need a quarterback that can throw that pass in that game. And Goff is not that dude. He's just not. Yeah, something like that.
So how can I ever be mad at Tom? The guy's based, but whoever said whatever they said about fucking myself, I'll get mad at you instead.
I mean, Optimus said that.
Optimus is an idiot. We all know that.
That's fine.
What's wrong with you? Encourage you, lovely. I love hearing your baby.
Everything. But mainly you people.
Yes, I absolutely echo that. Glory, thank you for your heart and for speaking to that. That's so true. And yes, hearing a baby communicate could be an opportunity for everyone in earshot, right? To have a moment to reflect on their own life journey, including being a baby. And that's something we all have in common, no matter what. No matter what, we've all been babies. Like we might not necessarily be able to identify that many common experiences across all of human existence, but that is one of them.
I keep trying to go out with these girls. They keep telling me that they're sugar babies. I don't understand. What makes them babies? Sugar baby. What makes them babies?
I don't know. I don't know really what the back and forth debate would be, other than the ability for them to obtain funding much easier than those who were born here. And I like
Here, except in this fucking Jordan and Egypt, and they fucking need to stand up and take responsibility for the problems that they've caused, which is this fucking Gaza and Judea Samaria problem.
Yeah. Force them to go over there, and that's
Force them. These two countries depend on Israel and the United States to stay alive. Without us, they're fucking done. Okay?
Exactly.
If King Husseini wants to stay in power, if Assisi wants to stay in power, then get in line with the fucking Americans, okay, and the Israelis.
And the thing of it is, they have the Sinai Peninsula.
It's a huge area full of fucking ISIS and bullshit jihadis. Send the fucking Palestinians. Let us fucking beat their ass down in the fucking Sinai.
Exactly. Let them sink in the sand.
That's right. Fuck those fucking skinheads. Anyway, so I did do earlier.
They kicked me. It's despicable.
Hands, and he cuts them off. And then she's crying. And you're looking at your father like a bro. And your father looks at your mother and says, woman.
Amejaribu mahusiano na mahusiano, lakini kila anapumzika mwaka mmoja na familia anaingia tena anajikuta yuko pale pale.
Give up. And now that's a corny nigga. What's that glimmer of hope, Mod? What might that look like?
I feel like it depends on the age, the maturity level, and what that guy is looking for.
With Stockholm Syndrome Negroes, ain't no time.
It's sad, bro. It's real sad. Like,
Only thing that's sad is you, Lonzo, always pulling the race card, you fucking racist, hypocrite, fucking hypocrite, liar, fraud, Jew-hating, racist, piece of shit, rat-looking motherfucker. Rat-looking motherfucker, you ugly rat-looking motherfucker, racist, bigot, motherfucker.
Going through all of that.
We got some
All of
beef.
a sudden, now we're all
Where's the
going back to
beef at?
Bible, and we're reading it, and we're actually doing what the Bible says. And not only are we doing what the Bible says, but we're correcting everybody sharply. We letting them know, hey, you wrong, and the Bible says that you wrong, and you need to get yourself right. And if you don't, you're going to get put to death. Not by us, but by Christ and the creator of heaven and earth. Now, a lot of people won't believe that. But guess what? They do got a Space Force. They do got satellites and weapons on them.
Space Force!
They are looking for an outside alien threat. Because they know for a fact that all of this stuff is going to come to pass. If these niggas is waking up the way that they do, then that means everything else is about to happen too.